Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to your daily dose of DayZ. My name is SneakymOde, and I am actually missing a half-hour chunk of gameplay because for some reason something on my PC or something in video games in general seems to force your microphone level to 100 without you choosing so. And well, that happened to me and my audio was ruined. It was completely unusable. I couldn't, just modify it or edit it in any way to fix it, and it's a real bummer when that happens, and it happens often enough to be extremely frustrating, and I can't solve it. I can't stop applications from controlling my microphone. Maybe I need to look into some of the Windows settings for that again and see if I can fix it, but either way, all I did was leave Electro to head north for Staroy, so you can see Electro's down here. I headed up to Staroy, now I'm en route to Mogilevka. So, we'll see what happens. I'm going to go from Mogilevka, I think, down to Cherno, and then from Cherno we'll head probably up to Stary or Zelenogorsk. I'm not sure, really. But I want to check out Cherno, see what it's all about. There's some medical tents, things like that. So, we'll see what happens. Things seem a little bit dim on this server. I don't know if I turned down my brightness. So, maybe I'll have to take a quick look at that. Options. Oops. Video. Huh. Well, it's not too... Oh, snap. Didn't mean that. Hopefully I didn't attract attention. I'm going to move quickly. That was really dumb. I tried to click... I pressed escape at the same time I tried to click on... click on something, and then... I accidentally shot. Either way... We're going to head to Cherno now. Cherno is not one of my favourite towns, to be honest, just because I don't feel it's quite as, how would I put it, I don't think it's quite as loot heavy as Electro, and I think it's probably just because I spend a lot of time in Electro building choppers because it has a large industrial estate. You can just go in and out and find tons of industrial items, and I value those more over what Cherno has to offer, so... We'll see when we get there. I don't think we'll get there this episode, because I want to check out Mogilevka. But yeah, I also didn't start a timer for this. Dang it! Let me stop here for a breather. I'm hoping to pick up a sniper at some point, so we can head back to Electro. Maybe do some sniping. I don't know. It's not really common you come across. At least the best snipers in the game, but for me I really love the DMR. It's one of my favourite rifles, just because it can work with night vision. It doesn't have zeroing, which is unfortunate, but you can kind of work out the zeroing just from mil dots, which I still need practice with, but either way it's still a valid way to range your targets and stuff, or maybe one day we'll come across some rangefinders, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just going to get up and sprint now. Usually I would crouch run everywhere because one of the benefits of crouch running is it does not, kind of wear your character. It does not make your character pant, and therefore your aiming is much more accurate, especially with snipers. That's important to crouch walk everywhere, so that if you ever have to stop and take a quick shot, you're not going to be, your crosshairs not going to be going all over the place because you're breathing heavily and whatnot. Is it raining? It is. So raining, well, typically Chernaris is, I think it's I'm not really sure actually, but I read somewhere that it's always set in August, or it's supposed to be sometime in August, in a really hot climate, so it's generally always, 40 some Celsius degrees, degrees Celsius, sorry, and usually that means your temperature won't drop. If you look at the bottom right, you can see, the food, the blood, the water, and then above that is the little temperature icon. If that's flashing, you have a low temperature, and you can get a cold, which will turn into, losing blood, and you can actually pass the cold on to other players as well, which is an interesting feature of the game, and it's something you can combat, but with the extremely rare antibiotics, which can be found in, medical spawns, like medical tents and hospitals and stuff like that, but they are extremely rare, so you have to be mindful of your temperature. And the reason I say this is because rain is one of the few things in game that causes your temperature to drop, Another would be, you know, swimming in water for too long. And there are a few others, but you can also heat yourself up by being in buildings, being in vehicles, things like that. So it's always smart to be mindful of your temperature, but it's often not going to be an issue unless you are, you know, running around in the rain like I am for hours on end. I've only been sick one time in the game, and almost immediately someone I was playing with had antibiotics, so I don't really have to worry about it. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are also enjoying this series. I'm trying to think of more ways to spruce it up, make it more entertaining, make it more insightful, of course. Obviously, I have a lot to learn with DayZ, but as does everyone, you know. I mean, there's so much you can do in this game. There's so many different paths you can take, and for me, I spent a long time on the coast and a long time just running around, not doing much, and then I was, you know, almost instantly swooped into playing in high level situations, going from, you know, running on the coast and playing around in towns, you know, collecting basic loot, to flying choppers every day. You know, I can now proficiently fly a chopper. I can now, you know, more often than not, I can get some of the best loot in the game within half an hour, you know, building a chopper. So there's like a gap in my experience with the game. I went from basics right into the advanced gameplay. One of the gameplay, you know, sides of the game that I haven't explored is, you know, PvP combat up in the north. My combat has always been in towns. My combat has either always been in towns, or it has been from a chopper or things like that. I've never, you know, just kind of went north and tried to scout for people on high population. I can't speak today. Having a hard time articulating what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, I've not really been north to PvP much. I know it's kind of died down recently. It's not been quite as popular of a place to PvP because it is extremely easy to just get a bunch of kills in Electro. But I'd still like to try it. I'd still like to try that part of the game. So maybe I'll join some populated servers on my live stream and, you know, snipe some people or whatever. I don't know, we'll see. I'm probably going to stream tonight, so if you're watching this, actually this video will be uploaded after the live streams, so you can go back and watch the VODs. So if I snipe tonight, then you can go back and watch the VODs, but we'll see. We'll see. I see a little building down there. I don't think it's anything of interest. I just want to keep heading this way. Okay, so we're just over the hill from Mogilevka now. Gonna approach through the tree line. I did a little bit of editing there to get rid of all that running because it would have been extremely boring. I realise now that a lot of the time, especially, you know, when you want to explore the whole map, it's going to be a lot of running. So I'll try my best to edit as much of that out. If I have something I need to say and I happen to be running, then I will, you know, just keep it in. But for the most part, I will try and edit that stuff out. And you guys can let me know how the flow of the episodes is going, because for me, I personally don't mind watching someone run for a long period of time if the, you know, the person is being entertaining. And of course I'm not trying to imply that I think I'm being overtly, you know, entertaining, but hopefully I am. I'm hoping that I am, and I'm hoping that my commentary at least makes it tolerable. But for me, I can honestly watch someone run for the majority of the gameplay, but at the same time I do appreciate when it's edited, so I'm going to keep a mindful watch of, you know, the flow of my episodes, try and keep them concise, not keeping too much. There's actually a larger barn up there. Wonder if I should check it out. Let me get a look at the map here. So if we are approaching Mogilevka, let's see. Oh, that must be. Oh yeah, because I've set the marker for like kind of south of the actual buildings. Okay, so we are more or less here. I'll just keep the waypoint in the middle of Mogilevka. So we're gonna head up to the barn, I guess. Hopefully there's no one here. I doubt it. I don't think Mogilevka is very contested in my experience, so I guess we'll just head up there. So someone left a comment, and I think on the first episode, saying, you know, for a quote-unquote experienced player. I don't know what I'm talking about. I honestly, I'm not sure what they were referring to, but I feel like it's a little bit misguided. Like for example, right now I'm running in an open field. I'm just making myself a massive target, but just going on my experience, you know, and I use the term loosely because, you know, everyone's had different experiences in the game. Going on what I've played of the game, doing something like this has never been quite as dangerous as it has been for others. Maybe I play on servers where there's less snipers, maybe I play on, you know, less populated servers. I try not to join, you know, like 40 out of 50 servers for the most part, especially as a streamer. It just makes for a very boring experience, believe it or not. You know, hackers, things like that, dying constantly is not entertaining. So I join maybe like, you know, 10 out of 30 or 20 out of 50, things like that. So there's not masses of people, but generally I get on okay without, you know, having to worry about, am I, you know, painting a massive target. Yes, sometimes I will get shot at, sometimes I'll get into a combat situation, but it's never been a problem, and I am confident that I can escape a situation where I'm being fired on from distance, unless they are an extremely proficient sniper, which there aren't many of in this game that I've came across. So I don't know, I'm just going off of what I've learned and how I play the game. And honestly, if it bugs someone else how I play, then I'm using the word honestly too much is what's happening here. No, I don't know what to say. I'm playing how I enjoy playing. I'm playing, you know, in the way that I have, you know, become, or I have an understanding of, you know, the way I play is just what works for me. So I don't know, I'll just roll with it, see what happens. In all honesty, I'd rather be shot on than not, because it actually gives me something to do in the game. Is that where M24 rounds? Yeah. Whereas, you know, if I'm just playing 100% tactical, you know, not taking concern for anything but the fact, or just my survival, then it's honestly boring for me. I like watching that. You know, people like Sacriel make extremely entertaining videos of tactical gameplay, and I love watching it. And it's just a cannon there. But I'm not that kind of player. I'm not really, you know, I like being teetering on the edge of chaos. I like, you know, attracting zombies and trying to get rid of them, because it honestly makes the zombies a little bit more intense, because as it goes, they generally are not a threat in this game anymore, as I said in the first episode. So I don't know, to each their own. I'm not going to tell you how to play the game. I'm just going to leave advice where I can. If I have something I could, you know, potentially, or something I could say to potentially help someone, then I'll say it. Even if it doesn't help them, even if it doesn't help you as a player, it's going to help someone somewhere. So, you know, you're not the only viewer. So, and that sounds like I'm directly talking to that guy. I'm not really. I'm just to anyone who, you know, may think I'm talking crap, or may think I'm not giving the best possible advice. I'm giving it from my perspective only. I'm not giving it from the perspective of, you know, professional, quote unquote, you know, DayZ player, or someone who is extremely tactical, or someone who plays your, you know, playstyle. Everyone has a different playstyle. Everyone enjoys this game in their own way, and that is the beauty of these open world sandbox games, is that they can be played in your own way, and you shouldn't have to worry about what, you know, how someone else plays the game, or how someone else thinks you should play the game. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab this heat pack now, because my temperature may not have been dropped, but it may do because it's raining. God damn it. Now, maybe you would say I shouldn't have shot that guy. Well, maybe I should have. I don't know. That's my call. I feel like I can get rid of this guy. There's a zombie stuck in that little building. Oh. He didn't see me. I'm going to follow him for a bit. Oh ho ho! I really kind of want to kill him. I wonder if I can provoke him. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm going to approach him, and I'm going to Oh. What's he gonna do? Damn it. I think he may have seen me there. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen?
Don't know, up to you.
I'm willing to back off.
So am I.
Okay, let's see what happens. Really wish I had a ghillie suit right now. Like I said, I don't want to play my typical style of, you know, just straight up shooting anyone. I'd like to give people a chance. He didn't provoke me. Oh, I see him. Okay, I'm gonna move back. I wanted to see if he was gonna maybe try and follow me. I guess he's like genuinely, you know, willing to back off. So in that case, I will also back off. But I'm keeping an eye out right there. I think he only had an assault rifle. Hopefully I scared him off then. Keeping an eye on him. Okay, I've lost eyes. This is dangerous. There we go. Okay. He didn't engage me. We had We communicated. I told him I was willing to back off. He was not hostile. Therefore, I will not target him. Did he stop? Did he log off? I think he may have logged off. Oh. No, I think he logged off. And there's no way he can ghost me on this server, seeing as we're on private hive. He can't possibly ghost me. So I am going to take this opportunity to run away. What a nice young man. He wasn't hostile, he was open to communication. I guess that just goes to show that these private hive servers may be a cut above the rest. I'm going to head over this hill and you know, take inventory, make sure everything's cool, make sure we're not being followed. Gonna stick around for a little bit and see what happens. I really need to get to some good cover here. Is that yep, there we go. Pine tree will do. I'm gonna keep an eye on my back. Okay. So that was eventful. I did not expect to come across a player here of all places, and I even walking up to Mogilevka, I said this is not, you know, often contested. It's not often, you know, that just means it's not often that someone will be here. And it just so happened that there was, so I ate my words there, and that is, you know, that's kind of the story of DayZ, isn't it? Just constantly evolving, constantly changing. Otherwise, I'm going to end this one here. This one did go on a little bit longer than expected. I do have a live stream to start up, so thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment letting me know how I can improve or what you enjoyed so I can do more of it and whatnot. Otherwise, my name is Sneaky and I will see you all later.